Okay, so you've made your first Google Classroom. There's a few settings that you might want to know about, some things you might want to adjust. So here I am, I've made my classroom. First of all, Google Classroom looks at the name of your class and tries to guess what kind of picture you might want. They call this the theme. It affects the color of headings and things like that. So if you don't like the one it chooses for you, you can click on Select Theme. And they have general themes here, or you can go with a subject. So, since this is a social studies class, I'm going to go with English and history. And I kind of like this one with a compass. So I'm going to choose it and say Select Class Theme. Google Classroom will change the picture and then change the dominant colors. If you don't like any of their themes, you can go to Upload Photo, drag a photo over, or just select from your computer. Google will put that photo in this space here and look at the dominant colors in the photo and pick colors for these headings. So after you get comfortable with the way it looks, just a couple of things. This is your stream. Classwork is where you will put classwork, and people is your students and any teachers you've added, and then of course grades are the grades for your students. The stream is a chronological, almost like news feed in social media. So everything that you do in Google Classroom goes here and it just gets top posted. So as you post an assignment, it gets put here, a notification that it's put here. The assignment actually goes here, right? But there's a notification that it was here. And then if you post a material, that goes on top of that, and it posts that you posted a material. And if you put a question, it goes on top of that. What happens if you post a bunch of stuff is your stream gets very long. So let's go look at some settings so that you can decide how you want to adjust. So settings are under the gear, so click that. The first section is class details. That's just the name of your class and the period. The general section is where all of the stream information is. Of course, the first one is class code. If you don't like your class code for some reason, you can reset it. It doesn't kick anyone out of the class that's already joined. Stream. By default, it's students can post and comment. And what that means is on that stream back there, when students log in, they will be able to make a post that everyone will see in the stream. The problem with that is that you get a lot of "what's up?" and then people telling the person that said "what's up?" to stop or shut up or whatever. It can get really annoying, and again, because each one of them is a new post, your stream gets very long and pretty much unusable. So I usually encourage teachers to turn it to only teachers can post or comment, at least in the beginning when kids are getting used to this environment. This next section, classwork on the stream for a setting, is fairly new, but Google heard from teachers that the stream could be annoying. Not only here, you can still turn that on, but even then, if you post 5 or 6 things at once, then that's 5 different notifications on the stream. And what happens is kids go to the stream looking for things instead of the classwork tab, and they can't find it because it'll just say Mrs. Smith posted a new assignment called this, Mrs. Smith posted a material called that. And so they get on the stream and they get stuck scrolling through trying to find things, and it's not organized in any kind of comprehensible way. So Google added that you could hide notifications on the stream, basically making the stream just a landing page. It has no useful content. So for students to get anywhere, they learn to click on the classwork tab. But some teachers like for the stream to be the be all and end all. They like their newsfeed style of posting things, so Google also added show attachments and details. By default, it's condensed notifications, which is just text that says that you've added something. You can choose whichever one works best in your situation. Personally, I choose hide notifications because I want my kiddos going to the classwork tab because I've set up topics and assignments and things like that that I want them to see. We scroll down a little bit further. Guardian summaries are turned on by default. This doesn't mean automatically that guardians are going to get summaries. You do have to put in their email address. We'll show you how to do that in a later video. But you can either turn it on or off. on, it automatically sends a summary, I think once a week, to guardians that have been entered into the email system of Google Classroom. And then there's some grading settings. Look over those and see what makes the most sense for your class. If you make any changes to settings, you'll need to click Save. If you don't make any changes to the settings, this will be grayed out and you would just click the X to close it. But I made changes, so I'm going to click Save. Now, if you have multiple classrooms, either as a teacher or as a learner, you may want to look at some of the global settings. So if we click on these three bars over here and scroll all the way down, we can get to settings. These are the global settings for all of your classroom classes. Right? So the first one is email notifications. Do you want to receive them at all? You can turn them all off right here and you won't receive any email notifications. Do you want to receive some? Then turn this on and then choose the ones that you want to receive. So for instance, I receive emails when I get an invitation to join a class as a student and when I get an invitation to co-teach a class. That's it. I don't get email notifications for anything else because it can get pretty overwhelming depending on how many classrooms you're a member of. You can also use this class notifications drop down if you click that caret, and you can turn them on or off for an entire class. So if I want email notifications in all of my classes except for this EdTech Pathways Spring, then I can just turn that off. And now all of my settings for each of these up in here are still in play, but EdTech Pathways is just turned off. So you have a couple of different ways to look at email notifications now in Google Classroom. When you're done here, looking through everything, you just click on these three bars again and go to your classroom. And now you're ready to get going. In the next few videos, we'll show you how to add assignments and add questions for students.